Imagine a world where AI content doesn't just create every piece of content for your website, but it does it in one click and outranks your competitors. Hi, I'm Jaryd Krause. I'm the host of the Buying Online Businesses podcast, and today I'm speaking with Michal Suski, who is the co-founder of SurferSEO. He is a digital marketing and website quality enthusiast, and as an SEO genius, he has data-driven approach to optimization. He also has trained hundreds of people on on-page optimization, SEO, content, technical optimization, and now at SurferSEO, heads up basically innovation for the tool. Now, in this podcast episode, Michal and I speak about how SurferSEO has evolved and how it did work when it first came out many years ago, and how it's working today, and the linear process that you can use to create content through the tool and why it's valuable. But most importantly, we dive into so much in this episode in how SurferSEO introduced Surfer AI that creates content super cheap. But not just that, there's a huge surprise that is an absolute game changer in the AI content generation space that I actually go away and suggest in the podcast episode, bring it up as a thought process and a suggestion. And Michal just blew his absolute mind, almost wanted to stop the podcast and start writing things down, take notes, and go down different paths. His mind was going insane. We also talk about how AI will change websites and our space online for the good. And we discuss the common fears that most of you guys are having around AI content and the future of content websites. And we showcase why content websites are absolutely not going anywhere and are only going to get better. Now, this is such a valuable episode. I'm just buzzing thinking about you listening to it. So I have no doubt you're absolutely going to love it. And please do us a massive favor and share this podcast episode around because it is mind-blowing. See you on the inside.
Do you have a website you might want to sell either now or in the future? We have a hungry list of cashed up and trained up buyers that want to buy your content website. If you have a site making over $300 per month and want to sell it, head to buyingonlinebusinesses.co/sell your business or email us at info@buyingonlinebusinesses.com because we will likely have a buyer. Details are in the description.
Welcome to the podcast. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Michal?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Cool.
Pretty close.
Oh, awesome. What is the correct pronunciation?
In Polish, it's Michał, like me doing something, how to do something.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, if you connect these two, it's perfect.
Yeah, Michał. It's very similar to hello in Chinese.
Really?
Yeah, I think ni hao is hello. I might be incorrect, but with an
Nice.
N. Yeah, I think that's right. Guys, correct me if you're listening. But
Googling right now.
yeah,
Ni hao. Yeah, it's pretty close. It is. It's with N instead of M, but there's no big difference.
It's cool.
Nice.
So
Thank you.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me again.
You're welcome. So episode 62 for everybody listening and yourself. We're up to that's when you were on last, and that was called How to Boost Your Website's Rankings with Surfer. And so we're up to 230, late 230 now, recording this one. So we've done a fair bit. It seems like it's been a fair few years, and I didn't realize that it had been that long. So looking forward to digging into some questions here.
Do you record weekly?
Sorry?
Do you record weekly?
One week.
Is it weekly? Yeah, all right. 50 podcasts a year. Nice.
Yeah, so
it's been a few years. 3 years. Gosh, damn.
3 years, man.
Time flies.
Yeah, just over 3 years. And so there's been so many changes with Surfer since then. I think you had just sort of kind of got the ball moving with Surfer 4-ish years ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2017 when we established informal connection to start something.
Yeah. So SurferSEO, known for helping people create great content. You've got a keyword research tool and you've got a content editor tool. Tell us, when somebody's looking to work with you, what's the number one thing that they're trying to solve with their blogs?
Yeah, basically to produce, to spend their time well.
Mm.
Because when you are spending your time on writing and it takes you like 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever, to craft something nice, uh, then it would be a waste of time if you didn't optimize it for SEO,
Mhm.
unless you have another stream of visitors, of course, like social, like email and stuff. So if you are writing for these channels, then that's fine. But if you are looking to get some extra revenue from search,
Mm.
then it would be a total waste of time if you skip the optimized writing process, which
Yeah.
is what we do basically.
Well, let's talk about the evolution of Surfer then, because there's so many things you've added on, and we're gonna eventually move into
Yeah.
the AI, and that's what I wanted to bring you on to talk about. It's probably going to take up a big portion of the call. So, how did Surfer start? I guess, and then what were the iterations of the products that you brought on, and why did you bring those different services to the
Yeah.
product? Because you start.
It
I
was.
think when
It
we
was.
spoke
Yeah.
first chatted, you were mainly helping people that have already created pieces of content. They could plug Surfer in and find LSI
Yeah,
keywords
like
and
yeah, like
analyze it.
analyze the content that was already there, right? you
Yeah.
are you are right. And it all started with like in-depth analysis, like a ton of ranking factors that were analyzed for a correlation with the SERP to tell you like, okay, change this or change that, add more content, reduce some headings, whatever.
Mm.
But then people started to looking for something simplified to scale up. Uh, like instead of analyzing 200 factors, 300 factors, they wanted to like take those 20 most important, implement and move on to the next page. So from the in-depth analysis on the charts and correlations, we implemented like so-called audit feature that was a simplified version of that big chart that was showing like all these 200 factors.
Mm.
But then like you noticed, like they were discovering keywords to include and stuff, but then they had to implement these suggestions, so work with the text basically.
Mm.
And one day I noticed, like talking to one of the users, and he just sent me a photo of she's writer I mean his writer,
Mm.
that was like really writing down keywords on the paper and crossing them with a pen, basically, which was like mind blowing. Like literally, she took the audit recommendations, wrote with pen on paper, and while she was optimizing, she just crossed them with a pen to understand. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. Boom, 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 and all the way down. So we were like, come on, it should be simple to read the content while you are working on it to dynamically show the suggestions.
Correct. Yeah.
And that was the moment when we introduced the content editor, the tool that you mentioned, the
Yeah.
one that you literally start over with writing or fetch your existing article and work on it. So
Mm.
not only the suggestions were there, but also you could implement these along the way. You are writing and you see what's going on. You see how your changes to the content affect the overall score, the optimization stuff. And excuse me, it all was like, all right, now they know how to write, now they know how to optimize, but they still don't know what's the next best topic to cover. And we've like fluently transitioned to keyword clustering tools that were revealing the whole like set of ideas that you should consider if you want to build authority on a given topic.
For build topical
That
authority.
was yeah,
Yeah.
that was like before the topical authority term was even there. It was 2019, I think. It wasn't so popular back then. Yet we had a tool for that. But that was pretty cool tool set. So you know what to do with existing pages. You know how to implement the changes. You can either write new content or optimize existing, audit and stuff, and then you know what to write about. But there was another struggle of first maintaining the content that you already created. So not only like how to periodically revisit your audits, because SERPs are volatile, things are changing in Google every quarter at least. I would say it's a good idea to review your best performing posts to just make sure they are still up to date with the entities, with the LSI keywords, with the optimization rules that Google is promoting right now. So we introduced the grow flow. That was like a sort of autopilot on your most important pages to tell you what are the missing keywords like every week or so. It wasn't a big success though. Yet we still work on it. But moving forward, a lot of iterations really. On the next episode of your podcast, we will spend 30 minutes me talking about what has changed.
That's fine.
But yeah, kidding. Um, so there was this thing of like the research, the clustering thing.
Yeah,
It produced
to
like
build
100 ideas.
authority in that specific.
Yeah, 200,
Yeah,
200 topics to cover, 300 topics to cover.
yeah,
In these bigger, more competitive niches, it was just like a top tip of the iceberg, right?
correct.
And there was this problem like how to scale up my writing process. At some point the Jasper showed up, right? It was like 2021, I guess, when we yes it was when we established partnership with them to help surfer users to produce their content quicker, but they were still wanting to have like more and more articles without the hassle of really prompting, without the hassle of typing something, then receiving something from Jasper, then typing something else, and then receiving. They were like, we want to automate. We are SEOs. We want to automate everything possible,
Mm.
and we don't want to like deal with like too many people at the company, because well, if you
Yeah,
deal
we don't
with
want too many
a
hands
huge
touching each
army
piece
of
of content because it can just break it.
yeah, and we are kind of fluently moving to the AI, I guess, because this is something that moved the needle for us. Like it was like 5 days ago, 6 days ago when
Mm.
we released it, but the traction is incredible, and it feels like we hit the nail in the head really with like with the demand for it and the solution itself that works for the people really. So hoping to see what happens in next months
Yeah,
really. Yeah, so
it's
that's the short story.
the short story of 7 years, um,
Yeah.
which we haven't touched on AI yet, and we will. Uh, So initially, it was just a tool where people could go away and do their own keyword research. They would have to not yet use the tool, do their own keyword research outside of it, create the piece of content, plug it into Surfer, and then get the optimizations, and then go away
Hmm.
and publish it on their site. And then you brought in the content editor, helping people edit the content based on the what the current environment is looking like in Google at the time, and what
Exactly.
SEO would uh, help that piece of content rank higher and be better with those SEO tweaks. And then you brought in the keyword research tool, helping people build out topical authority and clusters. And as that's evolved, there's been a lot in between that. I know that. Uh, and people that are, in our community use Surfer and love it. And that's another question I'd like to ask you later down the track around uh, single website owners versus agencies, and the different types of users you have for Surfer. But let's jump into the AI, because this is what people are wanting to make it so much easier to create content. And Jasper came in, and now Jasper's had to get better because of Chat GPT, and it's
Hmm.
only getting better and better and better. And I'm sure you can foresee that going to happen with Surfer as well as AI evolves. So is Surfer AI an add-on, and how does it work?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, you just get a credit for the AI, and for that credit, in exchange, you receive like SEO optimized article that will be long enough to rank, that will have these keywords that should be there, these headings that should be there, topics touched, and like kind of coherent structure. There's a lot to it. To all of you who are familiar with AI from the like what's under the hood, we use up on average like 400,000 tokens on creating one article. And
Wow.
for those who are not that familiar, it's more or less 300,000 words, either read or produced by AI in the various steps of the process to receive this finished article that is around 3,000 words long. So
Wow.
it's like, yeah, 100 words in prompts
10,000?
equals 1 word of output.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information in the pipeline going on. That's why it's different basically, because well, there was this one thing that the CEO Lucian told me, like, let's make it the best and let's not look at the cost really.
Mm.
Don't try to optimize the cost, please, because we had a moment in time in the past, we tried to implement GPT-2 XL, like the extra large model that was fine tuned on every keyword and stuff. We built pipelines, but it wasn't that good. I mean, it wasn't even close, but it was almost free, right? So we had this approach, but now we had different approach,
Mm.
which is read as much as you can, understand as many topics around the keyword as possible, spend a lot of tokens to teach the AI what the hell is going on. Is it up to date? Is it factual? I mean, factual depending if the setup is factual, but well, there's not much we can do about it, right? So do as much as you can to understand the topic to produce the article that will be the best, and don't look at the profit margin, don't look at the cost. And this is where we ended with premium, of course, kind of feature. You can get cheaper articles, and here it's like 29 bucks. It's sort of highest tier of AI articles. However, we are not like taking a massive cut. We are spending a lot of this to give you the value. So that's the difference, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So $29 for the user to use it, and what do they? Is that what you said? It's cost $29.
It's like yes, it costs $29, but it's like per article.
Yes, so $29 per article. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And so people are like, wow, if I can get this done and it's amazing, why would I not just, spend $29 on a piece of content instead of spending however much they're using with an agency, right? Uh,
Hmm.
so how does it work for somebody that's listening and is thinking, great, Surfer SEO is going to basically do what AI does maybe it's, I don't know, I'm generalizing here, go away and create this piece of content. But how does it
Yeah.
what are they doing? Like somebody that's a user, so like I want to get a piece of content created. Do they go and get the keyword research done from
Just one
Surfer?
click.
Yeah,
Just one click, and the article will be there. That's the difference between like experience with ChatGPT or Bard or any other AI,
yeah.
like OpenAI Playground, whatever. When you produce content on your own with AI, it's the matter of you passing the information to AI to avoid like the data cutoff,
Hmm.
because the data set is trained like on a information from 2021 and before.
Yeah,
So it won't be that factual on the recent stuff, and well, things change, so you have to feed it first. So
correct.
it will be like a matter of prompting over and over by hand, like, hey, read this piece of content and tell me what are the topics mentioned here.
Hmm.
And you wait like 10 seconds and you receive these topics. Then you take another paragraph, another section, then another competitor, and after like 30 minutes or if you automate it, maybe a little less, you can receive a set of topics to mention within the article. Then you have to figure out the headings the same way. Then you have to figure out the keywords. You can use Surfer, you can use other tools, you can use your own like Python scripts, whatever. But basically, it's like a back and forth talking, like, do this, okay, I received, then do that, then I
So
received, and over and
the
over.
prompt engineering is sort of built into the tool.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Like we did the whole prompt engineering. This is where these 400,000 tokens are. Like we do the prompt engineering to understand everything, then to compile it, then to create sort of like a knowledge base about like what should be mentioned in there, and then the AI is utilizing the knowledge that AI itself researched. It is just like you were a regular writer who was asked to, hey, do a research on topic and then write it. This is what we are doing. We are using AI to do the research. The research is done, the information is obtained, and then the information is used to produce the article. If you are writing on your own by the prompting, you just receive like a bits of words. If you have like a longer prompt, you can receive like more content, especially when using GPT-4, especially with browsing plugins. There's like a plugin Web Pilot you can use in GPT-4 with a chat that will be able to browse the web. So you can ask it to like go to the website and like do something with the content, and it speeds up the process. Yet still, if you want to really scale up, you will start notice you are losing time. And if you can if you value your time high enough, there is no other way than using solutions like Surfers. However, if you are working on your own and you are just keeping up, trying to get there and not necessarily spending a ton at the very beginning, I would say that GPT-4 with browsing plugins will be better for you,
Okay.
just to trim the frustration of like spending initially a lot.
Yeah, I totally get that. Now, where people are going to think is like, cool, with GPT, I need to go away and make sure that my content is, when I produce it, it's not sort of getting detected by AI generators, and it's really damn good, and it looks like it's human generated, even though Google's
Do
saying
you care?
we don't care. Google says like we don't care if it's how it's produced as long as it's good.
Yeah.
Um, what's the thought process around somebody using Surfer SEO AI, going, all right, here's my $29 per piece, and then publishing it? Do people have fears around, like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you
I,
know what
I did a lot of analysis on it, you
yeah,
know. Even with like the one that is probably the best. I mean, not maybe not the best, but the most spoken is Originality AI.
yeah,
And even with their like recent changes to the algorithm, we tested it, and well, it was like 50-50. I can tell you that we analyzed somewhat 200 samples from content editors of our users that typed the content in, and like these content editors were old before the AI, before the Jasper and stuff. So we have everything in database. So we took these, like, no way they were AI, right?
mm,
And we took them, and 50% of them were considered as very likely to be AI, which is nonsense, right? Even the Bible, the Genesis from the Bible was like 99% AI. This is something that comes from the community. There was this guy Alexander Lubinkovich, I guess. He shared a screenshot like, hey, take a look. The Genesis is 99% AI, which is another ridiculously weird example. And another one, Dennis Hamming, a little bit controversial, but he basically took the GPT-4 output straight off GPT-4 and swapped some commas and like you know basically did nothing to the content.
Mm.
And from like AI to human in just like a little change of like replacing commas with something,
Mm.
with white space or something. I can't remember, but it was really like a not a significant change to the content itself. So uh, there is one really one use case of these tools. If you order content from human writer, and if you want to know you are not being cheated,
Mm.
you can use that product. But if you want to produce AI content with the idea in mind that I will go straight to the AI detectors and put my AI content in there to see if it is AI or not, it will be like hit or miss, like 50-50. There's no point really in doing it.
Mm.
So yeah, there is one application, like I said, for these tools. Oh yeah, the second is educational, like for the teachers and stuff. But for SEO, just keep the quality high,
Yeah.
and you'll be good.
Keep the quality of the content high.
I
Because
even got a case study, man. Let me quickly
yeah,
bring it because I almost forgot. We had a website ranking pretty well in marketing niche, marketing communication kind of
digital marketing.
this sort of niche. Yeah, digital marketing, building businesses, basically like a hustler's website, right?
Uh-huh.
So we had this website. It was like topically authoritative kind of. It was like getting traction, a lot of traction, and there was a moment, and it was produced by AI without uh like the best quality. It was like
All of the content on
okay,
the site was produced by AI.
all of the content,
Okay.
all of the content was produced by AI with like a little edits from a human, but basically, basically AI website, like 3 out of 10 quality,
Mm.
enough to pass, right?
Hmm.
And it was drawing, and boom, it went down.
I've seen,
Total cutoff.
I've heard
Like
this happen before multiple times with
it,
multiple
it, it,
sites.
it went down like crazy, and we were like, okay, there's nothing we can do about it. Uh, that's bad. It's a pity, but whatever. And some time passed, and we started to work on Surfer AI at that point.
Mm.
And it was like, hey, isn't it the best playground we can have to replace these poor AI articles with our AI articles to see if it moves the needle? And you know what? It moved the needle. It moved the needle. The site recovered. We replaced like over 100 articles, and some of these articles, compared to like 6 months ago, they are bringing like um,
So you updated the content that was no longer ranking. Is that what you
yeah,
said?
the content that was taken down.
Yeah.
So there was an article like getting 1,000 clicks a month.
Hmm.
It went to zero,
Okay.
and now it has even more.
More than 1,000 clicks a month.
I mean, let me check. I mean, I've got these like this website right now generates like almost 2 million impressions and 14,000 clicks.
per
So it's
per
it's
month.
kind of decent.
Per month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite
Well,
significant
yeah.
as for a page AI generated, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of the articles I can see, like I'm scrolling right now the report from Data Studio, and some articles are like getting like 3,500% up in impressions, for
Wow.
example.
And so, how long
So
ago did you update those pieces?
um we started updating in like February.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay.
the page was taken down like last year, late last year. We weren't even talking about AI at Surfer,
Mm.
and we had these first versions in like late February, early March, and we started to replace with these like the first versions of Surfer AI,
Mm.
and it helped a ton. We will continue this study probably by building another topical hub entirely based on Surfer AI, just to expand a little. But definitely it helps a ton with recovering busted website.
Yeah,
uh,
cool.
so
That's a really good case study. It's going to help me with the title of this podcast. So, and people are going to love hearing this. Now, I'm curious, and this could be an extension of a product, whether you guys have this or no, or not, or an extended service in the future. But maybe you already have it. Uh, is there the option where you go in and you get one piece of content created, say on a certain topic, and then you can realize like, okay, I need to cover all these other topics because you use this other tool that's within Surfer. Is there a
mhm.
way that you can purchase packages of pieces of content, AI content, where you can just purchase a cluster or a silo? Have you got that, or is that something I'm missing?
I'm glad you're asking me, because like right now I'm responsible for innovation at
Yeah.
Surfer.
Huh.
And this is one of the areas we've been exploring. We didn't follow up on it yet. I already have some crude versions of, I will tell you, and
Because it sounds like you got the
sit down.
capability already, like with what you've already
Yeah.
got built out, and you don't have to
Everyone,
share what you
yeah,
can't yet share.
everyone who is not sitting, sit down, because in terms of the bulk, in terms
And
of
if
the
you're
bulk
driving, pull
order.
over.
Yeah, really, but really, what we are capable of doing, and I did it on a beta test internally. We literally ordered in bulk the whole topical cluster, but that's not it. It was like analyzed by machine learning algorithms to connect each piece to each other. Like, where is the connection? To figure out the internal link, to figure out the placement, to
Whoa,
put the internal link in there, and your only task was to tell like what is the pillar page here.
wow,
And you like selected the pillar page, and the whole structure of hub and spoke kind of, internal linking and everything to the middle meeting at the pillar page was there. I'm waiting for a case study with one guy. Yet he's kind of not so fast in delivering. I want
also,
a
guys,
name.
when you're listening to this, as you pull this up, Mikhail,
Yeah.
this is coming out a little. I'm dating the podcast here a little bit because I'm going away and having some fun traveling and whatnot. This might even be closer to being eventuated for Surfer, I guess, by the time this comes out. Who knows? But it's
When
cool.
the podcast come out?
This will come out in September-ish. So it's about September-ish
Oh,
now when we're publishing this.
you may be a prophet here. There is a high chance you'll be able to do it by that time.
Also, guys, wink, wink, nudge,
Nice.
nudge. Yes, I am a big fan of Surfer SEO and an affiliate because they are awesome. So there will be affiliate link for this. Just a full disclaimer here, but yeah, I'm just fascinated by how this has evolved and is evolving. Uh, yeah, it's
There's nothing wrong in recommending stuff that works for the
amazing.
people.
Our community
You
loves
are
it.
helpful.
We use it, right? It's good.
Helping your people discover things that help you. There's nothing better
It's
really
the
than
best thing
this.
you can do for the people. So that's massive, man. To have a pillar piece or pillar page and then create a cluster and
Hmm.
internally link and have all that content created and it all makes sense like that. And
Yeah.
being able to sell that as a package, uh, I don't know how it'll be dependent on how many pieces you want in each cluster and the depth.
Yeah, exactly. It would be like you are in a grocery store and you pick from the shelf, like, I need this, this, and that.
Yeah,
You put it in here, select the pillar, or select the pillar you already have. Imagine you are boosting one of your pillar pages and you feel like, okay, I've got 20 supportive pages. It feels like I need another circle to support it,
yeah,
to boost it from behind
yeah.
even more. So you order like missing pieces, interlink them together and mark here's my pillar page.
Mm.
So throw the links at the pillar page and it will use the right anchors, it will use the right combinations of words. So uh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I hope it's already there available right now by September, but I don't know, we'll see.
Surfer AI is available now, time of recording, and
Yeah.
it will be in when this goes live too. So guys, definitely check that out. But I'm sure like you said, you've got that coming. Is there is there a thought process around in terms of innovation, knowing it's one of your key roles at Surfer around? All right, we've got this cluster and this pillar page and all the content's created, just to say it's like 20 pieces of content, right, with internal links and all that sort of stuff, and it's about, say, surfing, and it's about picking a certain surfboard for somebody who is a high performer. And would the tool have, like it does with keyword suggestions, would it have topical pillar page keyword suggestions, or like uh, pillar post suggestions, or could it maybe in the future, where it's like, if you're buying a high performance surfboard, maybe you need something, you know, maybe to create the linear journey of somebody who's a beginner, you need something that
Hmm.
how to buy. You need a cluster on how to buy a surfboard for a beginner, and then how to buy a surfboard for an intermediate, and before you get to that. Uh,
Exactly.
that would be fascinating.
This is another innovation we are working on. Like right now, we have like uh, two two roads,
Yeah,
basically two
yeah.
projects open, and one project is of course scaling up your writing with AI. But with the AI, you can write so many posts that you will run out of ideas. So the clustering tool we've been developing, like by the time now, is evolving because we managed to cluster the whole internet,
Mm,
which is basically a map of everything with the connections between things
mm,
as Google sees it. So, like by September, obviously, but hopefully even right now in June, July, you'll be able to see how your website looks on that world map. So
mm,
like you've got some, like you are playing Civilization or whatever, like Heroes. Like you got some cities taken over, right? But you got like surrounding cities that are not in your territory.
mhm,
So we will be able to show you the map, like where are your cities,
mm.
where are the cities that you should take to expand your territory,
Wow.
and which cities are the closest, the easiest to take over, the most like beneficial to like building coherence of the topical authority map in general. So if you see this visualization, you see, okay, here I am, here, and around these topics that I already covered,
Mm,
there are other topics. For example, best served for intermediate, because
mm,
you already have for beginners,
mm,
you already have for advanced, and the closest untapped opportunity is for intermediate, and we know it because it is the closest bubble based on relations in the SERPs.
mhm.
So this is something that will be super helpful to actually understand the topical authority, because we have like this really super scientific approach to it, and this is absolutely fine, and I'm not neglecting it at all, but
You
it's
also
not for the
want,
people.
yeah, you also want that. What's the real journey? What's the real user's journey in real life?
Yeah.
What does it actually look like for them? Not based on what's already out there scientifically on Google, right? Like, what do they
Oh
actually
yeah,
do in
but
human
that's
life?
another story. That's another story. uh,
Because yeah, it's fascinating. You can have like, oh, once you pick this board, you surf on it for X amount of time and then you can step up to the next board. But hang on, what's like in between that? What's the idiosyncrasies of
Hmm.
like the struggles they have, and what
Some
is being
tricks,
presented?
some tips, right?
Yeah, what is being
Nice.
presented online may not actually be, hey, that's what a surfer is actually going through at that time in
How
their
I
journey.
can implement it before it goes live, dude.
Yeah,
This is really cool idea. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it, like, because from like the whole map you can also uh, like create a path, like from like how to get from point A to point B.
yeah,
You go through this topic, that topic, that topic, and then you land on the topic you really wanted to
yeah,
cover.
yeah,
So yay, AI will help with it. So
yeah,
the
dude.
science on one side to create a map, but the AI on the other side to understand them. Fuck. Now
We
I
should
need
have
to
these
go.
chats more often, mate.
No, no, now I'm leaving. I'm
Yeah,
leaving to
take it.
like
Take some notes.
send me
I'll
recording.
have to
Send me
send you the
recording.
recording before it goes live.
Come on.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I no, thank you for coming on having a chat. I'm a visionary like you, and I love thinking about how to make content better for the user in where they're at, and then looking at it through that lens of like, not
Shit.
just going from Google to oh, you're having mind blown right now.
Yes, yes, the light bulb. It's we, my attention span is like I'm over. I'm done.
You're done. You want to quit this call?
No, 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 no. Maybe there is another opportunity. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, this is so good. I can't stop thinking. I can't stop thinking. But I will try. I will do my best. Doing my best.
sorry for getting you
Stopping
roused up
thinking.
there.
No, no, no. Thank you for sparking this.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
it's just if you can look at it through what's actually happening on the ground, somebody that's like, say, I want to learn how to start fishing or start surfing, and you look at it through their lens, and then you compare it to what's out there in the existence of what's already created, there might already be missing parts that has not yet been created on that journey that AI can find. And then, yeah, whilst we're on AI, I see that, and I'll send you this. I can send you this recording as well, so you have it if you want to, pick it apart and all that sort of stuff. But whilst we're talking about AI, obviously
I'm still here.
yeah, you're still here. Sorry, I thought you just
I am
froze.
drifting away into the. Sorry, I
obviously,
promised, but like,
obviously, AI
go for
is
it. Go for it.
not going away, and being surfer SEO, sorry, being so heavily in this space and developing for AI, you're obviously seeing that you're not worried about websites becoming destroyed, or I know there's a lot of fear in at least in this space of buying content sites. People are worried about like, oh no, AI is going to take over, and I don't know if my site's going to be able to exist anymore, or the one that I buy is it going to exist anymore. And then you've got also how Google's search generative experience and how it's basically doing
Oh
the
yeah.
same thing as a snippet. What's your thoughts on how the rise of AI content is going to evolve? And I don't want to get into fear because too many people are
Yeah.
speculating and based on fear. My question is, how do you see it evolving in a way that's amazing for us? Because I'm down for it, right?
Yeah.
I was a bit hesitant at the start, where I was like, AI, all this sort of stuff. It's a bit of a shiny object syndrome, and it still can be in many cases. At the same time, it's change, and I love change because it levels up businesses and sites, and it's going to level up the internet. And I think we need it to disrupt this, and so we have no more crappy sites out there. So, what's
It
your take on
opens
how this is
up
going to
a
evolve?
ton of space for new SEOs, really,
Yeah,
because it was all about this SEO industry, kind of disruptive,
mm,
like changing a ton, evolving over the years, and sometimes even over the quarters. So there is like the fresh blood will be able to like cope with people who are like 10 years in SEO. And this is absolutely fine because it increases the competition. It increases the demand for like quality stuff, and it will be eventually good for the reader of the content of the web, right?
Hmm.
Just because the SEOs like won't be like, clicking and spamming some keywords, some links like it used to be, and
Hmm.
job done, where Lambo, but it will be more like mm, everyone has to adapt, not only the greenhorns, but really the old SEOs will have to adapt as well to the new reality, which is great because it makes progress, like you said. And from this SGE and stuff, well, uh, the snippets, this is literally the
Same thing.
same thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really answer all of the keywords, the questions with a snippet. You want, like, the as a reader, you want to understand the value of the product, you want to read something more personal and stuff, and the AI generated answer won't let you dive deeper into like intermediate surfboard. Okay,
Yeah.
if you want to understand what's the surfboard hate, like for my hate, that's perfectly fine, and you can get it from SGE. But if you want to understand what's the nuance
Correct.
between one model and the other, SGE won't help you.
They're not going to
And
go in depth. Yeah.
yeah, and when it comes to the fear and stuff, well, Google has to fear. And for me, it's more like
We do.
to please the shareholders that we also have AI, right?
Hmm.
But imagine you wait 12 seconds for the SGE to generate. Who the hell has time for it?
No.
I would just scroll and take the website because it's much faster. Like 12 seconds. Imagine how much penalized your website would be in the SERPs if you've been loading for 12 seconds. Come on. Uh, and not to mention the cost. The results are cached. Like there are like data centers, the index is there,
Mm.
and it just is. They just ask. And in terms of the AI, they have to freaking read the content on the go and throw it away right after the question, which is like ridiculously not scalable solution for them.
It's. I think you're spot on when you say Google should be fearful, because where it's coming from is I have people emailing me and worried around, oh, this SGE thing, people aren't even going to come to my website anymore. And I got frustrated, I must admit, on one of my emails, and I did some caps letters and stuff like that in one of my replies back. And it was to the tune of, if so Google earns $160 billion a year, right? Now, if you own, say, a beer company, right, and the beer company makes $160 billion per year, would you stop paying the workers that brew the beer? No,
No.
because they're the ones that are creating it, right? So you're going to reward them. People with blogs and content sites, they're getting rewarded from Google by
Yeah.
ad revenue. And if they're not going to get rewarded and people aren't going to go to their website and Google stops sending them, people are not going to create content or sites anymore. So Google cannot kill the golden goose here.
Yeah.
So that's where Google should really
Exactly.
be fearful. And we
It's,
as
it's
site owners should
uh,
not be. If you
eat
understand,
the cookie and have the cookie, right? Eat the
yeah,
cookie and have the cookie. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, they will produce this SGE, maybe roll it to just a few people. They will probably make it sort of clunky, so not everyone adapts, but good enough for the shareholders to accept. Like, okay, only like a. Gen Z is using it, and all the older people, including like myself, want, and like these old habits die hard, really. So we still have a plenty of time to sell to people in their 30s, 40s, and so on. So I wouldn't fear about. Maybe it will show a little downside, maybe flatten the growth curve, because SEO was always growing like this,
yeah,
and maybe it will flatten up, but it already flattened up. Like, kids are not in Google, they are in TikTok, they are in like
yeah.
somewhere else,
The attention
Instagram and
whores.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, even because, well, my kid is 3.5 and I'm too old for that kind of things. So I don't know where they are, but they are not in Google searching for things, really.
until they might get to an age where like, I just need a straight up answer for this. And then the SGP is going to give them a straight up answer, but it's not going to be as in depth as they actually need. So they're going to then click on the site, and that site owner is going to make ad revenue. And it's the same with the cookie, the third party cookies that they've just delayed rolling out. People fearful around that. Why would they roll out the cookie unless they've got another better option that makes them the same amount of ad revenue or more? And they just haven't come up with that, so they haven't rolled it out yet. And they've been lucky probably that AI has come out and distracted people away from this a little bit, so they probably have to they have had to put a lot of resources into AI now. But I think people's fear can be removed if you follow the money.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing to be fear about, at least right now. There can always be another atomic bomb by the end of the year, of course. But if it's not there, just don't be afraid of it, because maybe it's not even coming.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be worried about the future stuff. We should be always present and like see, okay, there's AI, fine, I accept it. There's AI. So what can I do about it? I can speed up my writing process. So I do. And I'm thriving right now, today. What's tomorrow? I don't know. I shouldn't fear about it. I just use the opportunity I have today. There's no point of killing today with future fear. Really, don't do it. Not only in SEO, but in general, don't do it.
Mic drop. We're going to have to pause the episode there and finish it up. That was too good. Spot on, Michal, sorry.
That's fine. I mean, both are. I'm used to it, and it's absolutely okay. Don't feel sorry about it.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
Michal, whatever. Really,
yeah,
I'm super happy to be here. Really,
I'm
nice.
so grateful that you have come, guys. Check out the link, SurferSEO. There'll be a link in the show notes. Is there anywhere else that we should send people to check out some stuff about Surfer?
No, just your link.
Yeah,
your link / Jaryd, whatever.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. That'll be in the show notes. Everybody that is listening, thank you so much for listening. Really do appreciate it. I don't typically ask you guys to subscribe or review or like and all that sort of stuff. If you want to, great. I'm not going to say no. But what I would say is do the gift of giving and share this podcast episode. Yeah, it's great for Michal and Surfer and myself and all that sort of stuff. But most importantly, share this because we talk about AI and there's a lot of people with content sites or wanting to buy content sites that are worried about it. And us having this conversation around how valuable it's going to be and why we should lean into it the right way is going to be so valuable for them to hear this podcast. So please give the gift of sharing this, and we'll speak to you on the next one.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Hey YouTube watcher, if you thought that video was good, you should check out this video here on the 2 best types of websites beginners should buy. Or check out my playlist on how I made my first 100K from buying websites and how to do due diligence. Check it out. It's an awesome playlist. You'll enjoy it.